Friends, first I would like to request to please subscribe my channel. In the United States of America, in Texas province, there is a city named Frisco. This Frisco, there is a city council wherein a debate or discussion continue whether Indian Americans in Frisco gradually increasing in numbers and they are changing their culture and build temples and worship Indian and Hindu culture specially. So in the council, many people criticize for increasing number of Hindus in Frisco, Texas. So in the council there are two Indian youths, Neha Suratran and Suhas Kaul. They given befitting reply to those people who criticize Indians therein. And these Indian American youth shut down anti-India hate at the council meeting. Just listen a few seconds what Neha Suratran told in the council meeting.
Misinformation about the Indian community that has been stated at previous meetings, the blatant racism that was displayed quite literally 20 minutes ago, and all of this has spread to the news. Times of India is writing about Councilman Tucker and how the so-called activist Paul has blatantly made racist claims towards him. But many of these people that have spoken at previous town halls, they've used the word alleged fraud, alleged activity, alleged concerns. I will not be using that word tonight. I'm not here to speculate. I'm here to present facts. I'm here to cite real data, and I am here to address directly the
So the American people in the meeting told that Indian Americans are making fraud in Frisco, Texas. So she's answer that rhetoric based on facts and data.
Information surrounding H-1B visas and harmful stereotypes about the Indian community in Frisco. Tonight, I'm here to talk about two things: the truth about H-1B visas and the reality of the Indian community inner city. I spoke directly with the Frisco Chief of Police, David Shilson. Something that I want to make clear to everybody here tonight: the Frisco Council is not responsible for H-1B visa fraud. That directly goes to a federal bureau. Complaining here, the only reason why people are complaining to the council is to spread blatant hate towards the Indian community because they feel uncomfortable seeing people that do not look.
She is telling that H-1B visa whether fraud or right, so council will not justify or decide that. That is a federal system which will decide that. Here this has been spoke due to a hate and like racism like things.
Look like that. What Sahas had said earlier, Frisco is consistently ranked one of the safest cities in America, not despite its diversity, not despite its Indian population, but alongside it. And as of today, there are no verified reports of H-1B fraud in Frisco. If the word alleged continues to be used one more time, at this point, I would urge citizens to assume that it is false unless you do a quick research on Google. Look at a federal bureau website. The statistics, the data, it's all there. Chief Shilson also said misinformation is one of the biggest threats to our country today. It creates divisiveness and hostility and does everything but promote unity. And that is exactly what we are seeing. People are forming strong opinions based on social media clips, group chats, and viral posts. Kelly, for example, today at this meeting made a claim that hate crimes were happening in India against the Christian community. She referenced the Cornell report. Upon looking at this report, you can see that there have been 200 cases of hate crimes towards Christians, but India is home to 1.2 billion people. Relative to the size of population, there has been significantly more hate crimes towards Muslims and Jewish people within America. So hate crimes happen everywhere, but are disproportionately happening in the US due to uninformed rhetoric spread by people that do not educate themselves. So let's talk facts. What about an H-1B visa? You need to have a specialized job offer, work in tech or medicine, have at least a bachelor's degree or higher, be sponsored by a US employee, and also the company has to prove that you that they're paying the H-1B visa holder the same, if not higher amount as they would a U.S. resident. They're not outsourcing cheaper labor. And it's not an easy system to enter. It's selective, competitive, and regulated. And there's a reason that this program exists. Around 70% of AI and machine learning graduate students in the U.S. are international students. In overall STEM fields, over 50. That means that the very people being trained in our universities in the most advanced fields are often not U.S. citizens.
There are a number of youths went to US as student. That she is mentioning.
Without programs like H-1B, we are not protecting jobs, we are pushing away talent that our own system helped create. For every one H-1B worker, approximately 1.8 additional jobs are created for US workers. So the idea that these individuals are taking jobs is just not supported by the data. Regions like Frisco with higher H-1B participation have been shown to experience faster wage growth for US-born workers. Now let's talk about the Indian community. About 75% of Americans hold a bachelor's degree compared to 38%. The median income is $150K, double the US median. We are among the highest contributing groups per capita towards taxes. And if you look towards the crime data, 1.2% of fraud arrests despite being a larger share of the population at 6%. So statistically, the Indian community is associated with higher education, higher income, and lower crime rates. So if a group is associated with safer communities, stronger schools, and higher economic contribution, why are we afraid? If your goal is for your children to grow up in safe neighborhoods, high-performing schools, stable communities, then this is not something to fear, this is something to welcome. And let me be clear about cultural visibility. We also celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas. We are not forcing religion onto you. Hinduism does not convert. We believe everybody goes to heaven as long as you're a good person. Can I talk for a little more? Possibly?
Hinduism never convert. She clearly told. Then I told several comments below under this video circulated with courtesy from Mint. So someone written that we Indians live with all kinds of cultures and Hindus don't care of conversion on their own land. Then how Hindus care to convert Americans? Hindus never need conversion. Those who wants to follow Hindu culture, they can very much follow and unfollow. That no culture has in this world. Americans are afraid because Hindus are so diversified. They are thinking like Muslims. We Indians are providing quality manpower with low cost, unlike Americans that they need high wages. So it is your choice whether you want developments or racism. Talents Hindus can very well shift any other nations. Hindus have choices but not Americans. So there are other several comments, but I don't want to read all those comments. But one thing is clear, Hindus are very peaceful wherever they go. Hindus never involved with any crime as such. The if data founds the data if data found that it is very minimum in some places it's found. So Indian community wherever reach, they contribute to that country. They live peacefully. That they live with the culture of that country. So this is very much unfortunate that few American people criticize Indians community, Indians Americans in their own land and promote racism. Thank you all.